3 low bidders. The low bidder, after we went through all of his references and experience record, they have 0 experience doing public utility work. All of their experience and their references and everything is paving, curb, gutter, street construction. So we didn't feel comfortable recommending them to do their first big utility job with this project here. So we are here to recommend that Raytech Services LLC be awarded this project. Their bid was $825,402.10. Like I said, it's $141,597 below the estimate on this project. And I would be happy to answer anybody's questions.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I'd just like to confirm, I believe we did all this.
Low bidder and the high bidder, is that because of experience or what?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Experience, you said there's quite a difference between the low bid and the high bid, so would you chalk that up to experience?
Not $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million difference.
Yeah.
I think so. I believe that's probably the reason.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the reason.
I think you're correct that the experience is. I'm not sure why there's such a $1 million difference between the two. I know Raytech has bid projects for River Oaks in the past, and they always seem really, really, really high. So I'm just not sure what that big discrepancy is.
None of these companies are the ones we've used before. Out of the 8? Yeah. Yes, sir. We actually used the low bidder for asphalt project. No, I'm talking about for the sewer gutter. House construction number 3 we've used before. And XL4, they currently, we used them before on phase 1 and 2.
Prior to your day.
Anybody have experience? Do you have any experience with Raytech?
With Raytech,
Do you know anything about them?
I don't know anything about them personally. We talked to the city of Weatherford on Friday of last week, and they are doing, I have the experience of that here. They're doing a lot of jobs in Weatherford, and they have done in the past, and all of them are very similar to this project, money-wise. They've done stuff lower, they've done stuff higher for the city of Weatherford, and they had nothing but good things to say about them. The public works director said that Raytech is kind of their go-to contractor when they need utility work done. We also talked to the city of Justin, and they had nothing but good things to say also. And they've done quite a few projects for the city of Justin that are similar in size to this.
They're ripping up Justin. So this is your recommendation now to Raytech?
This is our recommendation, yes.
I hate going away from business we've already used, but this is a lot of money.
Yeah. If that's what you want, or Texas, yeah.
I would make a motion that we accept the recommendation to accept the services bid of $825,402.10. Second.
We have a motion and a second to award this bid for the construction contract for Texas Water Development Board Project EWSRF 62731 Priority Project 3 to Raytech Services in the amount of $825,402.10. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Gordon.
We will now move to item number 9, which is to consider approval to enter into a financing agreement with Government Capital with the adoption of Resolution 1034-2021 for capital purchasing in the general fund and including the remaining balance after reimbursement under the Texas Volkswagen Environmental Mitigation Grant Program funding contracts number 582-21-21618-VW for purchase of a 2021 diesel garbage truck, and number 582-21-21808-VW for purchase of 2020 grapple truck through Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
Mayor and council, what this is the financing package brought back in front of you, I believe it was last month or the month before, that I brought back the grants where we were eligible for a grant for both these vehicles, through the TCEQ. It's a reimbursement. You have in your packet a full breakdown of it, and, with that, I'd like for Mr. Gregory to take over the presentation because it's a financial package that the manager, has, done himself, and I'd rather him have the kudos for it.
Kudos.
I have Jana on the line. Jana, can you hear us?
You can't hear her.
Muted. You're muted. Jana, can you hear us? You're unmuted. Yeah, it's wonderful. I've talked and met with Jana, and what the whole, for both trucks, the total cost is $518,677. And, with the reimbursement from the grant, now that's when we get the new trucks in and disable the old trucks and get them to approve it, we'll get back $311,355. That means we got $207,322 that would be due to the city. What we did before was did the lump sum, and in other words, we paid, we borrowed the whole amount from government capital, then we'll pay the lump amount of to them up front, and then the finance in 4 payments is what it would be $60,628. At first, I thought about the other one, not deal with the lump sum, because we've had so many problems getting in the reimbursement. We'll get it, but things are moving slow right now. But being we're borrowing it up front, I think if we took that money just as we're doing this time, and then have the lower payments for 4 annual years, that would be a lot better for the city budget. And we can pay it off early if we so choose and save the interest, but if you'll notice, the interest this time is down around 2.58, whereas last time it was 3.29. So that was a big deal for the less interest. The only thing we don't have for you tonight is we don't have the contract. They're still working with our auditor on the 2019 audit. And he called me today and said he would send it over to me. I've yet to get it, but as soon as I get it to them, they can prepare the contract. It's basically the same contract as we did last time, only the amounts are different. And if the council was on board to choose the option I'm recommending and to go with the contract, they could authorize me to execute it after the city attorney has reviewed it and be sure that it meets everything. So if that would be satisfactory to the council, if you would include that in your motion tonight, if you so approve it. I do have Jana here. If you have any questions for Jana, does anybody have any questions for her? Okay.
One of the options that were provided, I know this is structured to fund the entire amount, right, for 500 sometimes. But I just want to make sure that we're, whenever we get the reimbursement, that we're using that in a way to reduce our interest costs over the life of the project, right? And I know our certificate is uncertain, we'll see reimbursement, from the government on the $300,000. So under this current arrangement that Market Department is proposing, the initial 113, what this would work is